My husband's family didn't steal my company in a dark alley. They did it in a bright, sunny boardroom, using smiles and legal papers. And my husband handed them the keys. Before we continue, please subscribe to the channel and let me know where you're listening from in the comments. My name is Hannah. My husband is Leo. We started our company, Sterling Home, at our kitchen table. I was the creator. I designed everything: the organic linen bedding, the ceramic dinnerware, the scented candles. Leo was the talker. He could sell sunshine in a rainstorm. He believed in us when it was just sketches in my notebook. For 2 years, it was just us. We packed orders until 2 a.m. We celebrated every sale of a single candle. Leo's family, the Sterlings, thought we were cute. A little hobby. His father, Richard, would ask, "When are you getting a real job, son?" His brother, Marcus, a corporate lawyer, offered to do our incorporation papers as a family favor. We were broke, so we said yes. Then, our big break hit. A famous home blogger featured our olive wood salad bowl. Overnight, our website crashed from traffic. We moved from the kitchen to a real studio. Suddenly, the Sterling family's hobby was a real business. That's when the help started. Marcus would call Leo. "Just checking on the corporate structure, little brother. Gotta keep things tight for the tax man." He'd ask detailed questions about our suppliers and patents. Leo, trusting and proud, would tell him everything. One night, Leo came to me worried. "The patent for our sealing process on the dinnerware, the lawyer says it's still filed under my personal name. We never moved it to the company. It was just easier when we started." I told him we needed to fix it immediately. It was a risk. He shrugged. "It's fine. Marcus knows about it." He said he'd handle the paperwork soon. A cold feeling settled in my stomach. But Leo trusted Marcus. "He's family," he'd say. The help got more hands-on. Richard and Beatrice, Leo's mom, started coming by the studio. They'd critique displays and suggest more profitable directions. They treated me like Leo's enthusiastic assistant, not the co-founder. The final meeting was called on a Tuesday. Leo said it was a casual check-in with our silent investor. I walked into our small conference room feeling good. We had our best sales quarter ever. Then the door opened. In walked Richard, Beatrice, and Marcus, followed by 2 men in suits I'd never seen. "Hello, Hannah," Marcus said, not smiling. He placed a thick folder on the table. "What's this?" Leo asked, laughing nervously. "A family intervention?" In a manner of speaking, Richard said, taking the head seat. "We're here to save Sterling Home. And to save you, Leo, from a grave managerial error." The words didn't make sense. One of the suit men spoke. "As of 9 a.m. today, a majority voting share in Sterling Home LLC has been acquired by Sterling Family Holdings. The transfer was secured against a company asset used as collateral for a business loan." "What asset?" I demanded. Marcus looked at Leo. "The patent for the ceramic sealing process. The one in your personal name, Leo. You signed the loan documents last month." We discussed it. Leo's face went pale. "You said that was a refinancing form to help with cash flow." "We're helping with cash flow," Beatrice said smoothly. The company was unstable. Hannah's artistic whims were costing too much. "We're providing structure." I felt the world tilt. They were stealing our company, using Leo's trust and his own signature to do it. "The new board's first decision," Marcus announced, reading from a paper, "is to terminate Hannah Reed's position, effective immediately, for chronic mismanagement of resources and creative direction not in line with company profitability." Fired. From my own company. Leo jumped up. "No, you can't do that. This is our company." "Sit down, son," Richard said, his voice like steel. "This is business. The brand is Sterling Home. It belongs with the Sterlings. Hannah can take her crafts elsewhere. You will stay on as the face of the brand. A salaried position. It's a generous offer." I looked at Leo. His eyes were wide, panicked, darting between my heartbroken face and the stern, expectant faces of his parents. "Leo," I whispered, "don't let them do this." He looked at his father, who gave a slow, commanding nod. Leo's shoulders slumped. The fight left his eyes. He looked at me, his voice a broken whisper. "Maybe, Maybe they know what they're doing, Hannah. Just for now. It was the worst betrayal of all. His surrender. Marcus nodded to one of the suits. Please escort Ms. Reed out. She is no longer authorized to be on the premises. I was walked out of my studio. Past the desks we bought, past the samples of my designs. I stood on the sidewalk in the bright sun, watching through the glass as Marcus walked to the window and calmly pulled down the blind, erasing me from my own life. The first week was the worst. I felt like a ghost. I stayed in our apartment, jumping at every text alert, hoping it was Leo saying it was all a terrible mistake. He never texted. The silence was his answer. I wasn't just heartbroken. I was erased. The life I built, my daily purpose, was just gone. I watched the Sterling Home Instagram page. They posted a new photo of Leo in the studio, smiling with a new, generic-looking vase. The caption called it a fresh new direction. It felt like watching someone else live in my house. After the tears dried up, a cold anger took their place. I couldn't just be sad. I had to be smart. I started with what I had, my own records. For years, I kept everything. I opened my old laptop and began digging through folders of scans, receipts, and emails from the very beginning. I found the first clue in an old email from a trademark lawyer I'd consulted years ago, when we were just starting. I was paranoid someone would steal our name. His advice was clear: file the trademarks for the brand name, logo, and core product lines in the name of the creator for maximum protection. And I had. I searched the government trademark database. There it was, clear as day, Sterling Home, the words, and the logo. Registered to Hannah Reed. The filing date was from our first year, long before Marcus did the fancy incorporation papers. He was so focused on the corporate structure and Leo's patent, he never checked the trademarks. They owned a company that couldn't legally use its own name to sell products. I kept digging. I found the original gift transfer from Leo's parents for our first bulk material order. In a sweet email, Beatrice called it seed money for your little dream. Now, I found a later document Marcus had drafted, reclassifying that gift as a high-interest loan to the company. They were creating debt to control us. But the masterstroke, the thing that made my breath catch, was my own habit. Every single product line I created, Fieldstone ceramics, Lakeshore linens, First Light candles, I had filed the names as trademarks too. All under my name. It was a creative's instinct to protect her children. Their fresh new direction couldn't sell a First Light candle without my permission. I had them. Not with a loud fight, but with quiet, boring paperwork they'd overlooked. A plan clicked into place. A real, cold plan. I couldn't just storm in waving these papers. They'd tie me up in court for years. I had to be smarter. I had to make them come to me. I needed to show them I wasn't broken. I needed to remind the world I existed. So, I started a new project. A tiny secret one. I cleaned out a corner of our spare room. I bought a small amount of supplies with the last of my personal savings. I didn't copy my old designs. I created one new, perfect thing, a simple candle called Phoenix Ash. I made a beautiful, minimalist website for a brand I called Ember and Oak. I didn't use my name. I just launched it quietly. I sold 10 candles the first week. Then 20. The reviews were glowing. People said the scent was unique and powerful. It felt like whispering into the dark and having the whisper echo back. One afternoon, an email popped up. It was from a vendor I used to work with at Sterling Home. The subject line was, "Are you behind Ember and Oak?" I wrote back carefully. "Just a small personal project." "Why?" His reply made me smile. "Just curious. Sterling Home's new management was asking about you. They seem interested." They were watching. My little candle had sent up a smoke signal. The final piece came from Leo. After a month of silence, he finally texted. Not to apologize, but to unload. He was miserable. His family treated him like a child. Marcus was making all the decisions. The fresh new direction was failing. Sales were dropping. "They don't understand what we built," he wrote. "They think it's just product. They don't get the soul." I didn't offer sympathy. I offered a simple question. "Do you remember where the trademark paperwork is?" There was a long pause. Then his text came, I don't. Why? Just wondering, I wrote back. Look into it. I knew he would. And I knew Marcus would panic when Leo asked. I had their attention. Now, I just had to wait for them to make the next move. The trap wasn't just set. The bait was working. The letter from their lawyers arrived exactly as I expected. It claimed my Ember and Oak candle violated Sterling Homes' design language and market space. They demanded I shut down immediately and pay a settlement. It was their move. Now, it was my turn. I didn't get a lawyer. I got my lawyer. We didn't send a reply to their letter. We filed a lawsuit. The legal papers we sent to Marcus and the Sterling family holdings were simple and brutal. The lawsuit wasn't for defamation. It was for trademark infringement. The documents listed every single trademark I owned: Sterling Home, the logo, Fieldstone, Lakeshore, First Light. The proof of registration was attached. The demand was clear. They had to immediately stop all sales and marketing under any of those names. A week later, we all sat in a sterile mediation room. The atmosphere was ice cold. Richard, Beatrice, and Marcus looked like they'd swallowed something sour. Leo sat separately, staring at the table. Marcus spoke first, trying to sound reasonable. This is a frivolous suit, Hannah. You're trying to hurt the company out of spite. We can settle this quietly. No, I said, my voice calm. This isn't frivolous. It's facts. You own a company that can't legally use its name or sell its main products. You stole a shell. I own the soul. I slid a copy of the trademark registrations across the table. Every product you've sold for the last month has been illegal. Your vendors and stores can be sued, too. I've already drafted the letters. Beatrice's hand flew to her throat. Richard's face turned purple. You wouldn't dare. Watch me, I said, looking straight at him. You taught me that business isn't personal. This is just business. Leo finally spoke, his voice rough. Is it true, Marcus? Did you never transfer the trademarks? Marcus stayed silent, which was answer enough. I laid out my terms. You have two choices. Choice 1, we go to court. I will win. You will lose everything, pay massive fines, and your reputation will be destroyed. The story will be in every business magazine. And choice 2. Richard gritted out. Choice 2, I said. You sign over 100% of Sterling Home LLC back to me and Leo. You void the fake loan. You walk away with nothing. In return, I won't see you for fraud or damages. You get to disappear quietly. It's blackmail. Marcus shouted. It's a transaction, I corrected him. You traded my work for power. Now I'm trading your mistake for my company back. That's the deal. They argued. They blustered. But the evidence was unshakable. Their lawyer, after reviewing my trademarks, quietly told them they had no case. The empire they stole was built on sand, and the tide was coming in. They signed the papers. Leo and I walked out of that building as the true owners again. The first thing we did was go to the studio. It felt hollow. The energy was gone. I'm so sorry, Hannah, Leo said, true shame in his eyes for the first time. I was weak. I let them get in my head. I know, I said. But sorry doesn't fix this. Actions do. We didn't keep the company as it was. The name Sterling Home was poisoned. We dissolved the old LLC. We started fresh. Using the assets and the customer list, we launched a new brand. We called it Hearth and Haven. The trademarks were filed under both our names equally. I handled creation. Leo, who finally understood the cost of blind trust, handled operations with a new, careful seriousness. The final scene isn't about a big victory party. It's a quiet morning in our new, smaller studio. The light is good. I'm sketching a new design for a dinner plate. Leo is on the phone, patiently explaining our sourcing to a client. Our business is smaller, but it's honest. It's ours. His family? They moved to another state. The scandal stayed quiet, but their reputation in the business community didn't survive. Sometimes, the quietest revenge is simply moving on and building something better, while the people who hurt you fade away, embarrassed and empty-handed. I learned that you should never let someone make you a silent partner in your own life. Your name, your work, your worth, that's your real trademark. Protect it fiercely. Thanks for listening to the end of my story. If you've ever had someone try to take credit for your light, remember to shine even brighter on your own terms. Don't forget to like and subscribe for more stories about finding your strength.